What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch video, and today I'm doing an unboxing and I'm going to get right into it. So this is something I actually purchased off of eBay, and I have been buying a lot of watches off of eBay recently. I recently had a little bit of a problem with the watch that I bought, and it wasn't as described or even near how it was described, and it just kind of left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. However, I went on eBay and I saw this watch. I've had my eye on a ball watch. This is a ball watch for quite some time, and the seller was pretty good, and he had a buy now on the watch, and then he had a make an offer. So I made an offer, and we went back and forth a little bit, and we came to a pretty good price on this. So that's why I purchased it. So, outer box is paper, which is pretty normal, I think. A pretty nice green inner box. Feels pretty nice. Made out of cardboard, definitely. And some protective wrapping here. So, there is just this protective stuff, and then there's a little bit of a book here. I haven't actually even opened this, so there's, I guess the manual is missing, which I did not know. Or was this in here? Yeah, so I'm going to find out about that. And here we go. Here's the watch. Okay. So you can see here it's the Roadmaster M Challenger 18 40mm. This was a limited edition of 1,000 units, and this is number 8 of 1,000. And here we have some cards. I think we can go through those later. It came with this extra ball NATO strap, and here is the watch. Let me put all the tags back on. It's pretty cold because it just came in from outside. This is my first time seeing it, so it has a Cyclops. Looks like it's in really good condition. And in here we have some extra links. And there it is. So, this is my first ball. Not the first time I've handled a ball watch. Ball watches are really, really cool. They're very well made watches, very over-engineered. And if you're into that sort of thing, I always gotten a IWC sort of vibe from Ball, and also they are definitely a wannabe kind of Rolex brand, in my opinion, and that is just my opinion. They definitely want to compete with Rolex and try and make really good tool watches, but they also they go the extra mile and really engineer their watches really, really well. And I think that Ball has a pretty good history, and they have a very good story. And I'll go through the whole story when I do the review. So here's another hang tag. So the RR stands for Railroad. This is the certified chronometer, Swiss made, it says on there. I'm going to just throw it on the wrist really quick. Sounds like there's some plastic on here somewhere, but I can't see it. Let's see if it fits. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I even need to size it. It fits me perfectly. Wow. Right out of the bat. Right out of the box. And there you go. So this has somewhat of an integrated lug look to it. And the bracelet's super interesting because it is polished, but it has a chamfered brushed, and it has a chamfered polished edge on it. And then the mid links are actually concaved, so you can see that. It's actually very, very interesting. Not like any other bracelet that I've seen. There is some blue accents on the dial, and this is a 200-meter dive watch. This does not have a ceramic bezel. It is 120 click. There's just a little bit of play in it, actually. Not a lot, just a smidge. and it has those blue accents on the dial, like I said, right at the top there. It says chronometer in blue, and then the tip of the second hand is in blue. Yeah. Let's see. I think there's a dive extension. Let me see. It is a press dive extension, which is not horrible. There's some micro adjust in here, as you can see. And it looks like the rest of the clasp is actually milled with a double deployant. And it is signed Ball. This has the in-house movement. So, looking at this, and I keep on feeling some sort of plastic on here. I don't know. I can't see it. Oh, it's on the actual dive extension. That's what it is. This has the in-house movement. So, Ball has used, exclusively, they've used in the past, they've used ETA movements, and they, in around 2017, I believe, started using in-house movements, and this is their own in-house movement. This has an 80-hour power reserve, and basically what they did was, this was a launch, it's like a special edition that they did, and it was well, basically you could pre-purchase at a better price, and then what they did was up the price after that. So this came in at around, I believe when it was new, $1,199 with the in-house movement. Then they had a bunch of different versions, and those versions were either bigger and smaller. This is the 40 millimeter version. They have a 43 millimeter version with a blue dial and blue bezel, or you can get the blue dial with the black bezel, or the blue bezel with the black dial. All of those were limited to 1,000 pieces. And they, like I said, they did a pre-sale where you could buy the watch at that pre-sale price, and then they went on sale for around $600 more than the original price was from the pre-sale. So this is something that Ball has been doing quite often now. Ball are famous for two things. One of them is the loom that they use is not loom, it is tritium tubes. So there's tritium tubes, small tritium tubes for all of the markers, and tritium tubes in the actual hands. Even on the second hand, you can see there's a tiny tritium tube in the second hand, and that little blue pip at the end there. And the loom pip is a tritium tube, and then I believe the bezel on this is actually loomed with Luminova. Also similar to Rolex, they have a Cyclops. They don't call it a Cyclops, they call it something else, I believe. But you can see the magnification is very similar to what Rolex do, and this is a flat sapphire crystal. So tritium is not as good as Luminova or Lumibrite or other types of Luminova, that loom that's out there, but it does last continually. So there's basically a chemical reaction that's happening within these little tubes, and that creates a glow of from those tubes. And when the lights go off, there will be loom no matter what. These will always glow. Whereas loom is powered by light, so when it's powered, it receives energy from the light that it's being exposed to. But however, once that is out of light and it is in the dark, it will never be as bright as the moment those lights went off. It'll fade slowly. Now, it all depends on how much loom you're applying and a couple of other factors, but tritium tubes have one advantage, and that advantage is how long it lasts. So you could wear this throughout the entire night, and its brightness will be exactly the same from the moment you shut the lights off to the next morning. If you're working through the night or whatever you're doing, that's how it works. So in general, this is a very, very nice, nicely finished watch, and it feels really nice in the hand. You have a signed crown, screw down, obviously. And it's just generally a very, very good looking watch. And I really like that in-house movement. It's definitely machine finished, but it looks beautiful with 80-hour power reserve. That's incredible. And And again, I paid under $1,000 for this watch, which I think is really, really good for what you're getting. You know, solid end links, milled bracelet. You know, the links on the bracelet are pin and collar, I believe, on the actual bracelet itself, which is not that great. And there's a little bit of a pin hanging out here, so I'm going to fix that. Which is not that great. However, really, for the price point, it is pretty incredible. And I believe most ball watches do have a really nice screwed-in links. And this one is just because of the price point. I believe this was one of their first offerings with the in-house movement, and that could be, you know, they were trying to make it at a reasonable price. Anyway, I'll do a full review of this watch, obviously, and we'll go into some of Ball's history. They're a great manufacturer of watches, and I definitely highly recommend them. And this is a really cool watch. This is the Roadmaster M Challenger 18, and like I said, 40 millimeters, and it comes with what I think is a really nice package. So anyway, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course hit that bell icon so you get notified when I release new videos. Also, please add a comment below. Tell me what you think of Ball. I am very interested in hearing what you guys think of this watch. I think it's pretty cool, and I'll be wearing it and testing it out and letting you guys know in my full review what I really think of it. Anyway, thank you for logging on.